Hello everyone, I am Zainab, your physics educator at Study Room. So, in this video, we are going to start with a new chapter called Stars and the Solar System. We are going to see the fascinating details about the solar system. So, without wasting time, let's begin. Now, let's answer this question: why the village sky was so different from the night sky in big cities. So, you all must have noticed that the night sky in the big city is a bit different from the village sky, right? So, why is that? What is the reason behind it? So we have seen that in cities there is a lot of usage of lights. There are a lot of lights used as compared to the village. Also, in big cities, because of excess pollution, there is a lot of smoke and dust. So therefore, night sky appear different than the village sky. So we can say that because of usage of more lights and presence of smoke and dust, the night sky in big cities appear different than village sky, right? So let's continue. Have you seen some dotted objects in the night sky? Yes, you all must have come across some dotted objects in the night sky. Those are the patterns formed by the stars. So, you can say that the patterns formed by the stars. Right? Do all the objects appear to twinkle? Do you find any star like object which does not twinkle? Now, if you look carefully in the night sky, we see that not all objects twinkle. So, not all objects in the night sky twinkle. But what are these objects exactly? Those objects are planets. Okay? So now, what are celestial objects? The stars, the planets, the moon, and many other objects in sky are called celestial objects. The objects which do not twinkle are the planets, right? We already discussed it. The moon is the brightest object in the night sky. So, if you look at the night sky carefully, if you observe it, then you will notice that the moon will be the brightest object in the night sky. What do you mean by astronomy? The study of celestial bodies. We already saw what are celestial bodies and associated phenomena, all the activities which take place because of these celestial objects is called astronomy, right? Astronomy in ancient India, passage of the stars, sun, moon, and planets in the sky helped them to devise calendars and almanacs. These were used by people in their day to day conduct and a better understanding of climate and rainfall patterns for timely sowing and choice of crops, fixing the dates of seasons and festivals. Right? So, in older times, in ancient times, it was because of the position of the sun that the time of the day was detected. There were no watches or clocks present in ancient times. Right? Now, we are going to start with the topic of moon and the position. Now, we are going to start with the topic of moon. Okay? So, let's begin. Now, you have to do an activity for the observation of moon. What do you do? Every day, you continuously observe the position and size of the moon. You take a book and every day for a month you sketch the shape and the size of the moon. You also notice that in which direction on which day the moon is present. That is in east direction or in the west direction. So, what will you observe because of the result of this activity is that the size and the direction of moon change every day. The various shapes of the bright part of the moon as seen during a month are called the phases of moon. So, as shown in the image over here, these are the different shapes and sizes of the moon, and these are called as phases of the moon. Right? Let's continue. Now, full moon day, you all must have often come across people saying or people using the term full moon day. The day on which the whole disk of the moon is visible is known as the full moon day. The whole of the moon is visible as shown in this image. Thereafter, every night the size of the bright part of the moon appears to become thinner and thinner gradually. Right? New moon day. What is new moon day? On the 15th day after the full moon, the moon is not visible. This day is known as the new moon day. Right? Crescent moon. The next day of the new moon day, only a small portion of the moon appears in the sky. This is known as the crescent moon. Even this you all must have come across definitely. Then again, the moon grows larger every day. On the 15th day, once again the full moon. On the 15th day, again, full view of the moon is seen. Right? So this cycle goes on and on. Importance of phases of moon in the Indian culture. Now, there are numerous festivals celebrated on depending upon the phases of moon. So, Diwali is celebrated on the new moon day. Budh Purnima and Guru Nanak's birthday are celebrated on full moon day. Mahashivratri is celebrated on 13th night of waning moon. Eid ul Fitr is observed on the day following the sighting of the crescent moon. Right? How can we define a month? The time period between one full moon to the next full moon is slightly longer than 29 days. In many calendars, this period of 29 days or longer is called a month. Now, why does these phases of moon occur? This happens because moon does not produce its own light, whereas the sun and there are some other stars as well, they do. So the moon can be seen because of the sunlight falling on it gets reflected towards us. So moon does not have its own light. The sunlight falls on the moon and the moon reflects it. That's why we are able to see it. That's why it's visible. Therefore, part of the moon is visible from which the light of the sun is reflected towards us. Easy enough? Now, these are the positions of the moon and its corresponding phases. So, here you can see the earth. Sorry, here you can see the sun, the earth, and the position of moon. So, if the moon is in between the earth and the sun, then it is the new moon. While if the moon, while if the earth is in between the sun and the moon, then we are able to see full moon, right? So these are the different phases of moon. Waning gibbous, waning quarter, waning crescent, and waxing quarter, right? Now let's look at this fun fact. The moon revolves around the earth. The earth along with the moon revolves around the sun. Here you can see that the moon is revolving around the earth, while the earth and the moon together are revolving around the sun. Right? Now, can you guess the relative position of the sun, moon, and the earth on the day of the full moon and on the day of the new moon? So, we already saw that when there is a new moon, at that time, the moon is in between the earth and the sun. So, this is the sun. This is the moon and earth. While during a full moon, the earth is positioned between the sun and the moon. Right? This is the earth, moon, and the sun. This will become a full moon and this will become a new moon. Now, illuminated part of the moon. The size of the illuminated part of the moon visible from the earth increases each day after the new moon. After the full moon day, the sunlit part of the moon visible from the earth decreases in size every day gradually. Now, let's brainstorm this question. Which part of the sky would you look for the full moon? So, for the full moon, we always look at the eastern part of the sky. So, you can perform this activity and you will observe that full moon is always seen in the eastern part of the sky. The moon's surface. The moon's surface is dusty and barren. It is visible in the image. There are many craters of different sizes. It also has a large number of steep and high mountains. Some of these are as high as the highest mountains on the earth. The moon has no atmosphere. It has no water. It neither has atmosphere nor water. So now let's answer this question. Can any life exist on moon? Think for a certain while. So we already saw that there is neither atmosphere nor water on moon. So what will happen that without water and atmosphere no life can exist on moon. So we can say that no, because of the absence of water and atmosphere, no life can exist on moon. Right? Can we hear any sound on moon? Do you ever wonder that? Sound needs a medium to propagate. So, sound always requires a material medium to propagate. Moon has no medium or atmosphere for the sound to travel. Sound cannot travel when there is no medium. We already know that. Hence, we cannot hear any sound on the moon. Right? Now, did you know this that on July 21st in 1969, which was the Indian time, the American astronaut Neil Armstrong landed on the moon for the first time. He was followed by Edwin Aldrin. So, Neil Armstrong was the first man to step foot on the moon. Right? So, this was all for this video. In the next video, we are going to learn in detail about the stars. Till then, thank you and see you next time.